All right, hey there, Watch fam. Welcome back to the channel. I got something special to share with you all today, and I could not be more excited about it. For a while now, I've been eyeing the Alexander Shorokhoff watches. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But I think their unique design aesthetic and impeccable finishing have intrigued me from the get-go. They're not your run-of-the-mill watches. They're bold, exotic, and they exude a sense of artistry that's really hard to come by in the watch industry, especially at the price point that they play. But here's the thing, finding these watches on the used market isn't quite that easy. I can't necessarily say they are highly sought after because I don't believe there's necessarily a ton of watches in production. Now, I know these watches aren't everyone's cup of tea, but they speak to me personally from a taste and style perspective. These watches add an extra pop of personality that I really do love. So enough chit chat. Let's dive into the unboxing and review of my new Alexander Shorokhoff Crazy Balls. So as you slide open the inner box, you can see a pretty cool high-end box. Not quite as well finished as Omega boxes, who make some of the best boxes that are packaging in the industry, in my opinion, but definitely a notch above the JLC boxes that I have in the collection. But what immediately caught my eye was the logo on the case lid. It's this really cool, captivating shape with abstract art in black and white. It's modern, it's kind of edgy, and it sets the tone for, what I think you're going to experience when you open the package. Nestled to the left in vibrant hues of yellow, orange, and light blue are the words arts on the wrists, and I think that is definitely a fitting declaration. This watch does kind of deliver an artistic journey for the wearer. The Alexander Shorokhoff logo shines proudly, reminding me that this watch is a product of German craftsmanship. It's subtle yet significantly detailed. It speaks to the volume about the brand's commitment. Now let's open up this beautiful watch, and I'm super excited by this. Inside, you're greeted by a really cool plus pillow. I like this. It looks large enough to hold not just one, but two watches. It's a thoughtful touch. I'm not sure I've ever put two watches in any of my watch boxes. I don't really use my watch cases. As you can see, they're typically behind me for my YouTube videos. Outside of that, my watches are either in a safe or on my desk stand. However, the logo you can see at the top is adorned in this really cool silver, and inside the box you get your traditional warranty card and an official guarantee certificate that's illustrating that this watch is extremely limited. This is one of 88 pieces, and this is a certificate and assurance and a testament that, hey, they're going to stand behind this product for years to come. Overall, the unboxing experience, I do like that there were some pretty cool aesthetics. I like the inside. I like the double pillow. This was my first time really doing an unboxing before I jumped into a review, so I'm going to keep that part short. But it fits the quality of the watch. So if you wanted to know what that experience like, so if you haven't already, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss some of the detailed pics, and as we just break down this watch, I'm super excited about it. Now, if you're anything like me, the name Alexander Shorokhoff might conjure images of a Russian watch brand, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. Alexander Shorokhoff was initially spelled with an V at the end, was indeed born in Moscow, initially trained in Germany. He was sent there particularly to learn about the principles of the free market economy and bring that knowledge back to Russia. So let's dive into the watch itself. There's a lot to unpack here, and it's all what makes this particular timepiece so special. Let's talk about the movement. What we have is an SW200 automatic movement, and what I really love about that this is a hand-engraved balance wheel. It's a testament to the attention to detail, and one of the reasons why I think this watch is limited to just 88 pieces. I've seen a lot of different rotors and custom rotors from different brands, but to take the time to hand engrave these, I got really close on the macros you can see here, and it's really well done. Whoever did the engraving did a really phenomenal job on this particular watch. The only downside here, the watch has 38-hour power reserve, which is a bit underwhelming. So moving on to the case, we have a brushed and polished stainless steel construction, and I really like the look. It gives off this combination of elegance and durability. The bezel, the case back, and top of the lugs are polished, and they add a touch of what I think is class and sophistication to the overall design. We also have what I think is the perfect balance today, a 39mm diameter and 10.6mm thick. I think that's fantastic. And it gives the watch enough presence and depth. And you get a perfect 46 millimeter lug to lug that looks fantastic, in my opinion, and allows this watch to wear exceptionally well in balance on the wrist. You get sapphire crystal on both sides. The anti-reflective coating on the front does help minimize the glare. It does eventually wear off over time in my experience, so we'll see what this looks like and how it holds up. So my favorite part is the dial, obviously. If you're buying this watch or if you're looking at this watch, if you clicked on this video because you were interested, probably because the dial, it has mother of pearl inlays at 3 and 9 o'clock. And there's colorful elements of blue, green, orange, and yellow. You got this playful tennis ball motif at 6 o'clock that adds a touch of whimsical and playfulness to the watch that, again, I think just is really unique and makes this a really, really fun timepiece to have in the collection. The hands, I love this striking shade of blue. I don't think they're blue. I think they're blue color. And I really love this. I don't know what the shape of these hands are, but it's like spade at the tips. They look really, really amazing. And it just, again, adds a different level of play to this watch. When I look at it, I think Alice in Wonderland a little bit. The other thing I love about this watch, I have a ton of 20 millimeter straps, and we do have 20 millimeter lugs, which is fantastic. This watch comes with a very cool blue stingray leather strap, and it's amazing. It's a little bit tough, so it's going to be interesting to see how that breaks in. And there's a, really solidly done brushed stainless pin buckle where you have Alexander Shorokhoff engraved. It's fine, looks well. What I do love about the buckle though is it's a little bit indented, so it allows the rest of the strap to sit really nicely tucked underneath the watch, which creates a level of comfort, and a great wearing experience is going to protect your strap from wear. You know me, I love to change out straps, so I immediately swapped it out, put it on a yellow alligator strap. I am probably going to find an orange stingray because I think that's going to look great. There's so many playful things on this dial. I don't think you can really go wrong with any strap, oddly enough. I love limited editions and I love true limited editions. This is limited to just 88 pieces in this variant. There's another variant with a pink back dial that I would have loved to get my hands on, but I was able to pick this up in the States and I was really excited about that. All right, so let's talk about the things that I enjoy. Be transparent up front. There's not a ton of things that I didn't love about the watch. First and foremost, let's talk about the dial. It's the heart and soul of the timepiece. It's the reason why I got it. I have some pretty crazy shoes in the collection. I'm usually in all black with some crazy color shoes, and I think this watch is going to be a fun piece to kind of pair up with those things. It has crazy vibrant colors. I love the playful motifs, the intricate details. It's like, again, it's wearing a piece of art on your wrist. I know I've said that 100 times, but that's literally what's on the outside of the box. And I actually think the brand does a great job living up to that claim. It's definitely a conversation starter, a statement piece, and above all, it's just really beautiful to look at. Moving on to the case, it's sized perfect at 39 millimeters and just being around 10.5 millimeters thick. I love the contemporary lug to lug. It's wearable. It's 46 millimeter lug to lug, so it strikes a really great balance. This allows the watch to be worn on as small as the wrist is 6 inches, all the way up to 8.25 inches. I saw it on one of the jewelers at the place I purchased it at, and it looked really great on his wrist. And he had about an 8-inch wrist. Something about the watch that it feels adequate, and maybe because it's all dial, it allows it to wear larger than its dimensions represent without looking large. So I don't know if that makes sense. And the other thing, I think it looked great on my wife's wrist. Her wrist is right at 6 inches in diameter. It's a versatile enough piece to be worn in a variety of different occasions and settings. The finishing of the movement, not necessarily anything I haven't seen. It's a Sellita 200, but don't let that fool you. I thought it was a really great touch versus, hand engraved and a Sellita movement to do a really well executed hand engraved balance wheel. I think that's a testament to just going one level above. At the price point, these are just around $2,100 if you're lucky enough to find one in the States. If you're were to get one from the website, I think they're gone. I'm not 100% sure, but you would have to pay the 20% VAT tax to get it to the States. The last thing for me, what I love about this watch the most is the ability to start a conversation. Every time I wear it, this is by far my most complimented watch. A lot of people ask questions on what it is, and really want to take a moment and marvel at the dial because there's so much going on. It is definitely a fun, playful dial. This is not a watch that you wear for legibility. So we'll talk a little bit about that later. But it's a watch that if you want to have fun, it's cool. It sparks great conversations with, a variety of different people, which I think is really cool. And I'm all about having conversations. So much so that I started a YouTube channel just to have conversations about watches. So let's talk about the things I don't like. And honestly, there's not much for me to gripe about. And chances are, if you were considering anything from the brand, you already appreciate watches with quirky designs and understand a big part of what you're paying for here is the artistic design. It's using the same movement as a lot of some of the other major Swiss brands and the smaller micro brands. And I think it's priced right there. It's a little bit in line with what you're going to pay for the lower to mid tier of a Longines. And after experiencing several Longines, I would say that the quality and finishing is definitely on par with those type of brands. Anyway, you already appreciate quirky design. So if I had to nitpick, here's a few things that jump out. So firstly, the design of the buckle. While I love the overall design and the ingenuity behind the design, I wish it was high polish versus just being brushed, or at least had some high polish elements. It's a minor detail, but a lot of the more higher end brands seem to have the high polished buckle. And I think this would have just elevated the watch just a little bit more. That's a very small, not a complaint, just something that I really had to think about if I was calling out things that I would have done differently. Secondly, my other gripe is the anti-reflective coating on both sides. While I understand the rationale behind it, I can't help but worry about its longevity. I have a couple watches where the outside AR coating is rubbed off. It's a small thing that irks me, but certainly not a deal breaker because I feel like so many brands are doing it. Lastly, I would say the thing, 38-hour power reserve in an age where we're accustomed to seeing power reserves of 48 hours or more in most cases. It's quite a bit disappointing. Given the uniqueness of this watch, it's not a daily wear for me. 38 hours is definitely on the low end, but it is what it is since it's a dress watch, so I'm not going to complain too much. Those are very minor quibbles in an otherwise an exceptional timepiece. This is not a watch that I'm assuming people are just going to go out and buy, but if you're ever interested in seeing something unique, this watch has won a ton of awards for its creativity, unique designs, and actually the brand Alexander Shorokhoff have a couple other pieces that are really interesting and fascinating and things you just don't see all the time. I would love an opportunity to get hands-on with a few more watches from the brand, as I think they're unique and they really stand out. Some of the dimensions look a little bit large, so I would would love to see. This one was just the perfect size for me. But I saw some designs that are up to 44 millimeters that are in that square case shape, so which usually wears a little bit large. Well, that's it, watch fam. Thank you for sticking around and diving deep into this particular watch with me. I was just super excited about it. I couldn't wait to make this video. I've had the watch for just about 2 to 3 weeks. If you've enjoyed this chat today and haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I truly appreciate it if you do. A whopping 93% of the folks watching this channel haven't subscribed, and I really would love to change that. Also, don't forget to follow me at JWill Studios on Instagram for more of my music and watch content. I love sharing my passions with you all. But before we wrap up, I really want to hear from you all. Do you like any of the Alexander Shorokhoff designs, or are they too crazy for you? I'll drop a link to their website below. Or do you think I'm totally off base? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This channel is all about sparking conversations, and I genuinely enjoy hearing from each and every one of you who takes time to comment. So till our next watch chat, take it easy, stay classy, and I'll see you all soon.